I just want to point out that our voices, the voices of everyone that spoke before me and everyone that's speaking after me, are incredibly powerful. And we know that because they would not be over there trying to drown out the sound of our voices if our voices didn't matter. My first child was killed by abortion. His name was Michael. I was 19 years old and I fought for his life, but I was told that nothing that I said, nothing that I thought, nothing that I did mattered. After the abortion, the loss was overwhelming and my grades began to suffer. And the counselors who helped Michael's mother to waive her classes told me that abortion didn't affect me because I was a man. But it did affect me. And I failed out of college. Then I failed out of another college 2 more times. And 8 years later, I was at the end of a 7-year methamphetamine addiction, homeless, unemployed, overdosing in a hotel room and waiting for the police to come and arrest me. And by the grace of God, I made it into treatment. And in treatment, counselors helped me to connect the abortion to the destructive behavior and to begin to heal. They guided me in naming Michael. They helped me to write letters of forgiveness and letters asking forgiveness. They gave me permission to mourn. And for the first time, someone told me the truth. Fathers lose children too. And as a father, the abortion did affect me. Today, it's been 29 years since Michael's death. And because I broke my silence in treatment and was able to begin to heal, I'm now a retired attorney married with 5 amazing children, and I run a national nonprofit called Men for Life. Ladies and gentlemen, we are told that abortion is a women's issue, that it doesn't affect men. But last year, 1.162 million babies were aborted. That's 1.162 million fathers who lost sons and daughters. And most were told to stay silent. The unfortunate reality is that men as a whole have been shouted down for over 53 years to the point that even pro-life men have succumbed to being silent or passively pro-life. We go to the marches, we go to the fundraisers, the pro-life social events, we write the checks, but abortion is not a women's issue. Abortion is a spiritual issue. Abortion is a human issue. It affects every single one of us. Men were created to protect, to provide, to lead, to serve, and to leave a legacy that honors God. We cannot fulfill these masculine roles if we remain silent while 1 million babies a year are slaughtered. Abortion is a spiritual war, and 90% of those actively fighting day in and day out are women. And if we as men have consigned ourselves to sit back and write checks to fund a war that we send our women off to fight, then we are failing in our own masculinity. Men cannot be silent. Fathers cannot be silent. We cannot be passive. Men, you cannot sit this one out. For our children, for their mothers, and for our own healing. And that is why I'm standing here today, calling all men to step into their role as protectors of the most innocent, to break their silence, and to take action to fight to end abortion. That is why I am silent no more.